Hi. Before you start learning Python, you should know some basics of programming and some basic concepts you should know and some terminology. And also, I would like to explain you some important features of Python programming. So before you start learning Python, you should know what is Python first of all and where it is used and all. So I'll answer these questions in this set of lectures. In this section, I will talk about that. So let us start with the first topic, that is types of programming languages. So this is the topic. So first of all, what does it mean by language? What does it mean by programming? Let us learn about this one. We human beings use languages for communication. We use the languages like English, Hindi, French. These are the natural languages. These are called as natural languages. So we use these languages for communication. Likewise, machines also have their languages. This is our computer system that is also having its own language. So if it is not computer, if I take any other machine, does it also have its language? If I take a small example of a ceiling fan, that is also having its language. If you take this example, it's also having its language. How? If you set it on 0, it means we want the fan to stop. If you set the speed to 1, then we want it to run at some speed, and 2 and 3, then 4, then 5, then 0. So we have different levels of speed. So whatever the speed you set, the fan will rotate with that speed. So we are able to talk to this fan. Yeah, so this is nothing but the language of a fan. So how many commands are there in the language? 6 commands are there. 0 means fan will stop and 5 means it will rotate with the highest speed. So like this, every machine is having its language nowadays. So whatever the machines we use in daily life, they have their language. So likewise, the computer system that we use, it is also having its own language, and that language we call it as machine language. And this machine works in number system, that is binary number system, that is in the form of zeros and ones, like zeros and ones, whatever the value may be. It may be either 0 or 1. So the language is in the form of zeros and ones only. So this is in the form of binary code. 0 and 1 means nothing but binary. 0 or 1, two things are there, so it's binary. So this computer system, whatever the laptops or the machines that we use nowadays, these computers and the mobile phones, so these computing devices, they have their language called as machine language. So this is about the language. That's it. Now what is programming? Programming means a step-by-step procedure for solving any problem. Like if you know how to find out the sum of two numbers, you know how to find out the square root of some number, you know how to find out the least common multiple of two numbers, LCM of two numbers. So these are all nothing but procedures. So procedure means step-by-step instructions are there. So step-by-step instructions for solving any problem. So nowadays we are talking about the procedures about image processing, procedures about artificial intelligence and machine learning, like this. So now the programming is very much advanced, but to understand it at a basic level, I have explained you that, like the procedure for finding root and LCM and so on. But to understand the latest programming, whatever is used, you should have the domain knowledge. You should have the knowledge of machine learning and artificial intelligence and image processing, banking, e-commerce. So many things are there. So the programming is used in various areas. So finally, programming means step-by-step procedure. So when you write a procedure, what language you use? So the language used for writing the step-by-step procedure is called as programming language. So I have explained you the terms. What does it mean by programming? What does it mean by language? Two things I have explained you. So now you are aware of these two things. What is programming and what is language? So a language that is used for writing the procedures which machines can understand and execute them, and machines do the processing. So that languages are nothing but programming languages. Now coming to this side. Now programming language, already I told you that these machines have their language called as machine language or machine code. So this is the machine language. That is in the form of only zeros and ones. In the form of zeros and ones. We humans cannot understand these language, that is zeros and ones, easily. So if you want me to write programming using machine language, then it is very difficult for me. It will take a lot of time for me to learn this binary instructions and then start using them for writing the program. It's a very time consuming task and it's a very difficult task. So to make it simple, people developed some language that was little bit simple than this binary, that was assembly language. And for assembly language also, it's very difficult again. It's almost like machine language only. Then later people thought that let us use English-like languages for writing the programs. So yes, such languages are called as high-level languages. So people started introducing English-like language. So that language is used for writing the program. For example, C language is used. If C language is more like English, then the machine understand machine language. Then how it solves the problem? How our machines can understand C language? No, we will not give C language to our machines. We write the programs using C language. Then we compile it and the compiler will convert this C language program into machine language code. So we introduce compilers and the languages. So compilers understand this language, they convert a program into machine language. Now machine can understand this machine language. So it's like this. On this side machine is there, on this side human being is there. Okay, human being is talking in C, machine is understanding in machine language. So who is the translator in between? Compiler is the translator. So that's how we use the languages. We talk to machines using C language. We don't talk directly in English because there is no compiler available for English to machine language. English to machine language is not there. So we also have to learn something that is called as C language, which is more like English only. So for example, if you're learning C language, then compiler will convert it. So that's it. So we write the languages which are more like English. So such languages are called as high level languages. Now these are again categorized into general purpose, special purpose and scripting. Let me tell you what are these. General purpose language can be used for writing various type of programs like desktop application, web application, cloud application, enterprise application, mobile application, telecom application, system programming, so on. So I'll explain you these things later on. But a language which is used for writing any type of application is called as general purpose language. In that we have the languages as C, C++, Java, C#, Python. These are all high level languages which are useful for various purpose of programming, various aspects of programming. So that's it. These are all the languages. These are general purpose languages. And you know these languages like C I was talking about. Later on C++ was introduced. Later was Java, that became very easy. Later on C# was similar to Java. Then Python, it became damn easy. It's more and more like English. That's what we are going to learn. So it's easier compared to C++ and Java. Python is little bit easier compared to C++. I will not say it's much easier. Okay, I will say that it's little bit easier than C++ and Java. And learning Python doesn't mean that in 1 hour you will finish learning. There are a lot of things to learn. So similarly for learning Java also it will take amount of time, and for learning Python also it takes amount of time. But compared to Java, it's little bit easy to learn as well as write on the program. So it's more like English. Then coming to another thing, there are some special purpose languages. Like there are some languages only for web development. There are some languages that are only for mobile development, like Swift is a language, or Android language is there. That is only for mobile development. There are some languages that are meant only for gaming purpose. So such languages are called as special purpose languages. So I'm giving you the category. High level languages are more like English, and some languages are general purpose, some languages are special purpose. Like Android is a special purpose. Okay, it's more like Java, but it's Android, so it's special purpose. And JavaScript is for special purpose. So these are all special purpose languages. I'll remove these things. Now next thing is scripting. See, usually the general purpose languages, when you talk about general purpose languages, they have very strict rules and strict syntaxes. Special purpose languages, they are very easy to write. Means they will not have very strict rules of programming. It is easy for the programmer to write on the code. So those are usually called as scripting languages. So usually special purpose languages are scripting languages, easy to write and learn. But Python has brought a revolution here. Python is a general purpose language, but it is more like scripting language. So it's easy to learn and develop the application. That's what the interesting thing about Python is. It is general purpose. It is useful for various purpose, lot of purpose, and it's more like scripting language. So that's it. So this is sufficient for you in this lecture. I have introduced you to the things like what is machine language, what is assembly language. I did not talk about much about assembly language. It's more like a machine language only. Then I gave you the difference that the low level languages cannot be easily learned and practiced, but high level languages are very easy. They are more like English. I have given you few names, and also I have given you the difference between general purpose, special purpose, and scripting language. So that's all in this lecture. Let us learn few more things in the coming lectures. So that's all in this video.